Today we're going to talk about the number one fact that any parent who has an adult addict child needs to know. Hi, I'm Kimberly Velez, a licensed mental health counselor, and I wanted to talk to parents today about these primal instinctual urges that are built inside of them, because it does play a huge part in how you are reacting and responding to your loved one, as well as if you're enabling and rescuing, which fuels the addictive process. Natural parenting instincts are deeply ingrained in most parents, and we need these instincts for a reason to help protect, defend, and nurture our children so that they're able to survive and flourish into adulthood. The problem is that when they become adults and then they engage in self-destructive behaviors such as addiction, then those primal urges wage a war inside of moms and dads. And to lessen the intensity of those primal instinctual urges inside parents, they find short-term solutions, and those short-term solutions 9 times out of 10 end up being the family enabling and rescuing the addict, which in turn fuels the addictive process. And that is what parents do not want to do. So we can't ignore the fact when you're dealing with addiction that those primal instincts are there, alive, and very much real. And you're going to want to, again, de-intensify them, and you need to be shown and taught how to do so in a way that supports recovery efforts of your loved one, as well as you maintain your sense of sanity dealing with all the chaos and crises that addiction brings to your life. Whenever I've worked with families and I share this concept with them, initially they all look at me kind of like, yeah, duh, we get it. We understand that we have this ingrained, but my job is still to protect, defend, and nurture them, and I will do whatever it takes, which is why I pay off drug dealers. I've driven down to seedy parts of neighborhoods that I never would have ventured into on my own. I give money when I know that I shouldn't, and I put myself in a lot of dangerous situations trying to protect, defend, and nurture my child. And I'm not here to argue that that isn't some form of trying to protect, defend, or nurture them, but what I really want to help parents understand is that it doesn't work, because we're not dealing with a small child anymore where our role is to literally step in front of them in a moving car if it means saving their life. As an adult, you can't step in front of them to stop them from engaging in active addiction. You just can't, or we wouldn't even be sitting here talking about this, because there would be no one suffering from addiction if families were able to do that. So we really need to understand that when these instincts are in overdrive, that you are then responding and reacting based off of emotions. And 9 times out of 10, your judgment will be impaired when you're responding to your loved one out of emotion, because the majority of the feelings that you're experiencing when you're trying to save your loved one from themselves is fear, is worry, and sometimes guilt. So when a parent is parenting out of guilt, fear, or worry, then their judgment becomes impaired. Parents are not able to take a step back and really pick apart the process and start to understand that what they're feeling inside of them, they want to decrease. So this is why they're reacting that way, and then when they enable and fuel, then they feel in the short term, okay, this works, I feel less anxious, I feel less fear-based right now, I help them problem solve, I went and pulled them out of a crack den at 3 in the morning, at least I know they're safe and sound. So what tends to happen though is that your loved one obviously keeps doing the same behavior because unfortunately the family cannot protect, defend, and nurture an adult from themselves. So I love to talk to families about this because we all have this built in us as parents. It may show up differently in each of us, but we all have our way that we want to protect, defend, and nurture our loved one. So I'm here to offer support, and I'm here to help families learn you can still protect, defend, and nurture, but we have to do it differently because you don't want to enable and rescuing. All it does is fuel the addiction, and it does nothing to support recovery efforts whatsoever. And I've never met a family in my entire career that intentionally wanted to fuel their loved one's addiction. In fact, you guys want to do the complete opposite, which is stop it. And I wish you had that power, but you don't. So when you're feeling these natural parenting instincts in overdrive, because they will be, it's utilizing your support system, whether it's a therapist or a family support group, and stepping outside in the moment and asking for help. Here's the crisis, here's the situation, this is normally how I would deal with it, but it doesn't ever work. My loved one keeps using, they keep getting arrested, they keep, going to the same crack den every day. So this isn't helping them, it just only helps me in that moment have some sort of peace because I have them in the house with me. So then your support system, whether it's the therapist or your family support group, can discuss with you different ways to help manage all those emotions that are in overdrive, the fear, the anxiety, the worry, the guilt, the overwhelmness, just everything that you guys struggle with and are feeling, most of you, on a daily basis, and find other outlets and ways to manage it instead of fueling the addictive cycle. And I promise you, I have seen this a million times over, that families, once they start understanding there are other options that support the recovery process of their loved one, as well as they are able to maintain some sense of balance and sanity, even if their loved one's still using, they start feeling less out of control, they start feeling more empowered, and they start having those primal instincts when they're going in overdrive to start calming down. So they're not ever going to go away, because as long as your loved one is doing something that scares you and is dangerous, they will be present and in full force. So I really want to drive that point home, because this is about not eradicating those emotions, because I don't believe there is such a thing that can do that, but it's understanding how can I lessen them that supports not only my loved one's recovery efforts, but also supports my mental well-being. Please subscribe so you don't miss new videos every Thursday. I also have some links below that give away some free resources. And if you subscribe to my email list, you will get weekly emails with information like these videos, just reiterating what we're talking about